Alright, good morning everybody. This is Mr. Summer, your ICT manager for Hillgrove Secondary School. Now, in this PLD module that we will be going through today under the CMP Plus program, I am going to go through with all of you the steps on accessing and some small tips and tricks on using Google Education Suite. So for the Google Education Suite, you can use Google Docs, Google Slides, and Google Sheets. We are actually going to use the Safari app on our iPads. So on my screen right now, if you look right at the bottom on the dock, I do have the Safari icon down there. All I need all of you to do, you'll have to click on the Safari app. So if I click on it now, all right, let's say we'll be brought up to the school website using Safari, all right, and you'll have to access your workspace account. So workspace.google.com/dashboard, right? This is very important for all of you secondary 1 all the way to secondary 5 students, because all of you have got student icon. So to access your Google Education Suite, you're going to access it through your student icon. So click enter or return. Okay, and over here you're going to be inputting your student icon email address. All right, so for student icon, this is what you should be inputting. All right, at students.edu.sg. all right. Okay, once you've logged in, they will ask you to input the email account again through the Microsoft sign in. Just copy and paste the same email address and then place in your password. If you've already signed in, all right, with your student icon, you should be able to see the dashboard and a list of applications that are here on the dashboard. So let's say if you want to access any one of them, you just click on it. So let's say I'll start with Google Docs. All right, so I just click on Google Docs. All right, and it will bring you to the Safari page where all the documents you have created will be located. If let's say you want to create a brand new document, on the bottom right portion of the screen, you see that there's a plus icon. Just click on the plus icon and you will immediately start with a Google Doc. Right? If I go back to my dashboard again and I click on Google Sheets, all right, it will actually load up Google Sheets for you. You can simply click on the plus icon again on the bottom right corner and it will actually bring up a Google Sheet. Students, if you see this over here, you see on the bottom, you see that the create, edit, and collaborate on the go with the Google Sheets app. Just click on I'm not interested. All right, so you must be editing this directly from your Safari browser, as this will be much more efficient. And lastly, let's say I want to start on Google Slides. Just click on Google Slides. It will show you all the slides and PowerPoints that you have done. On the bottom right corner, click on the plus icon and you will be able to see the Google Slides menu. So over here, you have Google Slides in presentation, you have Google Sheets for spreadsheets, and you have Google Docs for your Word documentation and all that stuff. And all this will be saved in your student icon Google Drive. So I'm going to pass the time now on to another segment where they will be talking more about how we use the Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides. Enjoy the video.
Let's get started with the video, and we're going to be testing the entire G Suite, so the 3 main applications: Google Sheets, Google Docs, and Google Slides. So again, I'm going to show you guys how to use Google Docs through Safari, and it's very, very simple. Just like anything else, you open up Google Docs, which is right here. The typing experience is exactly the same, if not better, especially with this magic keyboard that I'm using for the iPad Pro. So, hey, my name is Fernando. Don't forget to sub to the channel and enter the giveaway. So you can see that Google Docs works as a normal word processor. It's very basic. Just to go over the toolbar and see what you get all of your editing features on the top. You can go to the toolbar, you have all the different files, so you can share it, make a new one, make a copy, download it to your iPad, move it around, move to trash, print it out even from your iPad. You can edit things normally. You have the view section, you can change the mode, so if you are sharing this document with somebody else, you can tell them like, hey, you have full access to it. You can only do suggestions or you can only view. You can insert images, tables, right? I can insert whatever I want. Let's do one live right now. So insert a table. You can insert different types of charts and you can even pull them from sheets, which is awesome. You know, add equations, headers, footers. You can do all the normal formatting that comes with any word processor. Some of the tools that you have on here, as you can see, spelling and grammar, normal word count. So Google Docs essentially does work as a word processor and a very, very normal one. And like I said, you can download it as a different file format when you're done too, which is an awesome thing to have here, especially if you're dealing with somebody who uses Microsoft and is on the Windows side, right? And then the last thing that I did want to show you guys is to make sure that we can actually get two of these open at the same time. So ideally, since it is a desktop class browser, you can just pull this out, move it over, and then all of a sudden you have two different Google Docs working that you can use together. And again, these things work hand in hand. So if I do want to bring something from over here, press copy, move it over, and boom, it moves over to what you need it to do. So it does work with multitasking. You can have two different Google Docs open at the same time. Because again, we ran into the issue with Microsoft Word, or with Microsoft Excel at least, that you can't have two Excel files open at the same time, at least not through the applications, right? All right, so let's continue on with all the different Google Drive applications that we have. So let's open up a Google Slides, right? Google Slides is actually really, really nice. I like it a lot. If you guys can see this little bottom suggestion, so this is what I was talking about in the beginning. If you don't have these apps deleted from the iPad itself, this will automatically default and then get you out of Safari and open up the Slides application, which is something that we don't want. So I always press not interested because I don't want to download those apps. But this is Slides in a nutshell, guys. You have the different themes over here on the right-hand side. And if you guys can hear, I am using my MX Anywhere S2 mouse, and I'm scrolling with it. And then now I'm scrolling with the actual trackpad. So it does work fluidly with both of the different peripherals. You know, let's add one of these. This used to be one of my favorite ones. So it works just like it would any other Slides or any other PowerPoint application, right? So anything that you would do on PowerPoint, you can do on Sheets, and it works amazingly well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So these are just things that I wanted to show you guys. So you can add, change the layout on each different one. For instance, if I wanted to add a new one, because I wanted a new slide, it's right there. And I just want to take you guys through the different options that you have up top, right? You have the normal toolbar right here to add images, text boxes, lines, add a background, add some comments, change the layout on the fly, change the theme on the fly, add transitions. And then the rest of the actual toolbar is pretty similar, right? You can add motion, grid view, zoom. You can, like I said, insert audio, video, tables, shapes, charts that you can again pull from Sheets. Classic word art is in there. You can format it the way you would want to. Add, move slides around, add transitions. So all the tools that you need to make an awesome presentation are here, which I really, really like. And then if I do want to present it, I just press present and it takes me right into present mode, just like I would with any other presentation. I'm using the arrow keys to move around. You do have a pointer right here if I want to click that on, and you can see that the pointer is going live. And you can even use the Apple Pencil. You can even use the Apple Pencil, I believe, which is awesome to see. So I'm using the Apple Pencil to use that little red line pointer. And guys, get yourself a paper-like screen protector. I'd much rather use paper-like screen protectors than just writing on the screen itself. Highly, highly recommend them. Link them below. So give it a shot if you guys want to use a paper-like screen protector. It gives you a nice little resistance when writing on the screen, and I absolutely love it, guys. But that is Google Slides in a nutshell again. Everything saves automatically. You're in the cloud, so you never have to worry about losing any data. And also, keep in mind that Google Drive is totally free. There's no paid subscription for it. And again, if we do want to open up a secondary one, I don't know why you would have two open at the same time for Google Slides, but you easily can. Just move it over, and voila, you have two Google Slides that you can resize however you want, move stuff around, move data around. That's amazing. So if we get rid of this one now, and now let's open up the one that everybody always talks about, and that is Google Sheets, or just Excel in general, guys. So this is what we're working with when it comes to Google Sheets. Very familiar. All the different types of actions and words, hotkeys, all those work. So for instance, if I'm just writing down different numbers, right? I'm pressing the number, pressing enter, and it's moving down. Pressing a number, pressing enter, and it's going down. And then here, let's do a little equation. So the sum of this, and now I'm using the mouse, clicking on here, holding shift, going down, which works well. Then again, closing the parentheses, pressing enter, and you can see that now I have a dynamic field in here. Let's add a little bottom bar to make it look like an equation, and there you have it. And again, it's dynamic, so if I change this number to 500 or 5,000, this number also changes. So if we go through all the different formatting features here, it's all up here like it would be normally. You can change the decimal spots, you can format it to currency, format it to a percentage, change the font, obviously, all those good things, add your borders, add paint to the cells, move everything around in terms of alignment. So you guys just saw that I moved that over. So if I go into the different pieces of the rest of the toolbar, if you go into view, you get to see all the different things that you need to see. Insert, if I want to insert a nice little chart, you can see that the chart, it took the data from right here, basically just added it all up and added a bar graph right there. If I want to add a different type of chart, I just right click, which is awesome now because we do have full mouse support. I can change the chart style from right in here, move it around, enlargen it, do whatever I need to do to make that chart look how I want it to look. So if I continue along with the toolbar, you can add anything you need to, add different functions. And then you go into formatting. Formatting is pretty self-explanatory. They have new themes now that you can do. So for instance, I can change it up, change the color of everything. You guys can see that it's kind of changing color a little bit. So it's adding themes like slides did. And then when you move into data, this is what everybody's kind of been dealing with when it comes to Excel on the actual iPad Pro. Because Excel doesn't use pivot tables and macros, especially not the Excel version or the Excel application version. But with Google Sheets, you have that right here through the web portal. So if I get out of here, go through my data, you can add pivot tables, guys. Again, I don't know much about pivot tables. I don't know what they do and what they're used for, but you can use them. You can add a new one, you can add an existing one. And then if I continue to go to data, you can see that there's a bunch of more options. Filter views, slicer, which is something I don't even know about, data validation, and the list goes on and on. And then tools, guys. So this is where the macros comes into play. Again, if I press record macro, you can see that it's recording a new macro. Use absolute references or use relative references. So you have the two options. If I press this little drop down menu, it disappears. But that's what you have when you're dealing with macros. And again, I don't know what macros are. I should probably do a little bit of research on that and exactly what they're used for and why people need it so bad. That's what we're dealing with when it comes to macros for Google Sheets on the iPad Pro.